Hello everyone and welcome to my next video for Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia, and in this video I'm going to be taking on the Ancient Relic of Prosperity level 180 Chaos Quest as part of the mission dungeon that's coming along with Fujin and Cyan's EX weapons. This one I'm going to be doing the red and white crystal colours, and we're going to be going in with a team of Jack, Arciela and Fujin, with an Arciela friend support and brothers as a summon. So the way this dungeon is structured is that you kind of have to make your way through a bunch of like EX stages, and then you have a few like a Cosmos to do and some other ones, and then you have a Chaos, and the base Chaos quest after you complete it then splits into 3 further Chaos quests, which are actually exactly the same thing. They just have a mission requirement for you to bring along characters of different crystal colours. So I think there's red and white, there's green and yellow, and there is blue and black. So the first, I'm not even going to be bothering to do the base Chaos quest, because I think if you complete it with any of these teams, you only complete it with all of them. So I'm just going to be going in to the individual missions, and for this one I'm going with red and white. If you can beat it with this, you can beat anything. So yeah, I'm bringing along Fujin. I got quite lucky with Fujin's EX weapon. For obviously those of you who've watched my pull video will know. I did it quite early in the morning, so apologies if you couldn't hear my voice very well. But yeah, I was super happy with that. It's kind of funny, I was complaining about that I wasn't getting a luck sack, and then suddenly there she is, which is awesome. And I've been wanting to use Fujin together with Jack for quite some time actually. In fact, you will notice that my Jack, if I go to the board passives, does actually have the Aero Power Up passive. Now, one thing I like about Imperial Enchant characters is that if you take the corresponding Power Up passive from the summon board, you can actually increase the damage of non-elemental skills that way. So I did that with Sephiroth with Ifrit's passive, because I used him a fair bit with Lulu, for example, and I did it with Rydia when I used her and her Leviathan water enchant. So I'm definitely going to be doing it with Fujin. I mean, damage is damage, right? It's extra damage for free. Why wouldn't you want that? And with my artifacts, I'm definitely going to be taking the Max Bravery artifacts, because Jack's base Max Brave is not actually that amazing. You can actually go in with triple CS50s, but you're going to probably Brave Leak, because Fujin's combination of Attack Aura and Wind Enchant Imperil really improves the offensive output of pretty much any team that she's in quite significantly, to be honest. And because I've got the spheres on Jack as well, with his sphere and Leo, then yeah, I'm going to be needing to. I'm going to be needing brothers with this bad boy, and I'm going to be needing to use my Max Brave artifacts. So Arciela in this dungeon is, I'm not going to say she's necessary, but she will save you a lot of headaches, because the bosses like to periodically buff themselves with loads of framed buffs. And if you don't get rid of them, then you're just in for a world of trouble. And it is definitely not an accident that you have Balthier on one of the banners, and you have Vanille on one of the banners, and we have Arciela's banner that's still active, because you're going to really need some form of dispel in order to not tear your hair out over this, to be quite honest. So obviously we have Arciela because she's the busted queen herself. We have Fujin along. I'm using brothers and not Pandemonium, because this team is kind of more focused on Jack's damage. But there is a team lineup where I do bring Pandemonium, and you're going to see that one a little bit later. So yeah, that's pretty much what I've got for this one. Arciela, I'm still in the process of farming her artifacts. This is what I've got for her right now. I would go with this one, but oh no, she does still have above 11k base Max Bravery. Maybe I'll go with a triple one away, so I think that would be a better idea. She needs a little bit of help there. And Fujin, of course I've got her with her 15 CP, because that's her OG weapon in Final Fantasy VIII. It's just iconic for Fujin, I'm going to have to use it. And her artifacts are actually all perfect, because she is another character that I found up during the double token event. I love those double token events, they're such a godsend. I mean, artifact farming in itself is still enough to make you want to die, but if you can do it during one of those events, it's so much less painful that it's almost bearable. Anyway, without further ado, let's jump into it. Okay, so what I'm actually going to be doing here is I am going to be using Ascension first, and then I'm going to be going into Descension. The reason for that is because normally I like to start with skill 2 first, because it does. When you go into skill 1, then as a result you do get the bonus initial bravery and bravery regen from the Ascension stance. But I'm using skill 2 here because I think it's more important to save skill 1s. Because you're going to need to dispel relatively frequently on this stage. So it's better to save the dispels. I mean, I do have a friend, Arciela, so if push comes to shove, I can always just switch out for her. And of course, we've got the double focus on Jack, which is absolutely glorious. Man, Fujin's weapon looks kind of weird. Like, you see the wind things? It looks... I don't know, you can't see the things on it. It's too thick, like the ring on it. It looks a little bit odd when it's like that. So like I'm not going to use another descension here. In fact, this might be where I switch into Ascension. Yeah, I think I'll do that actually. Excellent. So yeah, always start off with, so we've got that Brave Region going on now, which is very nice. With Fujin, always start with skill 2, so you get the Wind Imperil. And I'm going in with skill 1. Now, the only thing I am not so sure what I feel about on Fujin's kit is that her skill 1 gives everyone a party-wide speed up. And now speed does have a bit of a shonky interaction with your EX charge rates, and it can make your EX charge a little bit slower than it normally would. So that's, you know, that's one part of Fujin's kit that's a little bit questionable. But for the rest of it, you know, she's pretty tremendous. So I am going to be going in here to B, so we don't get the instant turn. You don't want to hog all the turns, just most of them. And because of that fast cast, Fujin's already regenerated enough initial bravery not to get broken, which is excellent. Yeah, her EX charges relatively quickly, but Fujin herself also takes way too many turns. So if I use Metsu, okay. So if I use Metsu, then she goes after A. And except she gets friggin' high turn rate for God knows what reason. Okay, whatever. Never mind. So I mean, one thing we could do here is we could use her AA to delay, but it's not worth it. I'm popping tie on A because that'll set B up for launch as well. So even though we won't really be able to join the launch here, at least B will be kind of prepped. So we can just ninja slice. So you see how harshly the damage has fallen off now because of those buffs. Even so, we're still doing an impressive amount. So definitely going to be popping my first dispel here. So I'm not sure if it's worth it to use a HP attack here. I don't think it is. I ended up with like quite a lot of skills left on Jack when I did my test run, so I'm just going to be a bit more aggressive. Now, in my opinion, this is actually the harder wave of the two by quite a significant margin. So if you do need to burn your summon here, you know, it's definitely not a bad idea. There, so because of the speed up from Fujin, the EX is not fully charged. It's almost there, which is really annoying. So I'm just actually going to be a little bit more aggressive with my Arciela skills because I have a friend one, so if I have to use like some extra ones, it won't be the end of the world. So let's just pop a Psy on you, make sure the Impel doesn't go away. So I'm actually going to go target A because we still have the framed buff that gives us 60% evasion, so if we're lucky we'll dodge B. Can pop a Narwhal's Vengeance, if that's how you pronounce it. Yeah, HP attack will not suffice there. But what we can do is this. So we still have 1 turn of evasion left. So hopefully A is going to miss us, because if he doesn't, then that's a problem. There we go. So it's a bit of a gamble, but it can help. It can help out with the turn spacing if you do it that way, you know. Oh, we can get instant turn rate. That is actually really good, because that lets us launch. So that's 100% AoE damage to both enemies, and it sets the other enemy to launch up, and it batteries your party. That's a really strong skill in my opinion. Like, really strong. So I'm definitely not taking that right now. That would be silly. Let's not do that. Okay. So that's actually fine. I don't really care about that. Because this is just going to shave it all down. You know, it's very tempting to go into the summon now. It's very, very tempting. Okay, so A's going to do an all attack, and it's still weak to wind. I'm going to do it. I'm just going to go into summon. The next wave is really not that big of a deal, if I'm being honest. Okay, so we do have Narwhal's Vengeance. That's what I was hoping. So we can pop this and then get a nice juicy launch going. Oh, not that juicy because of the freaking buffs on the enemies, but it would have been good. Let's get those icky buffs off of there. And at least one good thing about Jack is his turn manipulation with Fujin. That's going to place him next to A. So if Fujin gets her EX here, then Jack can join in the chase as well again, which is excellent. There we go. There we go. Okay, so this is where I am going to be... No, I'm not. I'm going to use this. it would technically be more efficient to do it this way, even though we lose out on the chase opportunity. Let's attack this guy instead, because we get more damage from Jaxi X that way. And oh yeah, I knew it would be a HP attack, I knew it. So you're pretty much dead. And so are you. Okay, there we go. I could have used the HP attack there, but I just wanted to get the EX charge rate off of Fujin. Whoops, I did have to reset once because I somehow managed to get us killed. So let's not do that again. They're not really that dangerous, but they can... You can land yourself in an awkward position. If they put their buffs up at an awkward moment, then that can definitely screw you over. So that's just something to be wary of. So anyway, let's get rid of those frame debuffs. Let's get the Imperil going. Excellent. So one of the nice things about these compared to the ones in Fran's Lost Chapter is that these do not have the these don't have that move where like they give you a guaranteed bloody break even if you dodge it. They don't do that. So if you dodge these guys, then you know you actually properly dodge them. Speaking of which, I'm going to pop an AA here and go in for a launch because we can. It's as good a reason as any. So yep, that's going to be... I'll put myself in front of A. So that would be ideal for a launch, but fortunately, we ain't going to be doing that. I will do that though. Do have to be a little bit careful here. So they've got a speed up buff, which is not great, but 2 can play at the speed game. Let's get that speed up refreshed from Fujin. Okay, so we do have a nice amount of bravery, so I'm just going to HP plus here. We can take the launch. So see how much that battery is? Like Fujin's HP plus is pretty nice in terms of battery. It must be said. So even though they do have frame buffs up on here, I am going to be going in with a skill 2, and I probably should have popped my additional ability there, but it's all good. So with this I'm going to move through the enemies, so I'll target B first, which no longer has the Imperil, so you can see we're doing crap damage compared to the other one. Now we do actually amazing damage. So this enemy might be a little bit of a problem. So let's bring in our friend Arciela here, because even the friend gets that free turn at the start, and then it chains straight into another turn. So I'm going to use this to dispel, and then do a Narcole's Vengeance. think, yeah, B definitely needs to be imperiled. And we can just safely ignore you. I do like Jack's evasion, like after his EX. You can just not worry about so many things. Okay, they're double targeting Fujin, which is not great really. But hopefully if we stick them with HP silence, then they don't suddenly decide to randomly like get a turn. And I'll pop this. Why wouldn't I get a perfect launch opportunity? So if I put myself here with Jack next to A, then we can pop Narquel's Vengeance with our friend Arciela. There we go. And I seem to have accidentally killed A. Never mind. These things happen. But that means that we've won. So let's just take our time and revel in our victory. And you, my friend, are finished. GG. So, that's going to be it for my red and white crystal clear. Thanks everyone for watching, I hope you enjoyed. And yeah, until the next video, take care and goodbye.